Hello, this is D and I'm back with another video. Well, today I have some exciting news regarding Assassin's Creed Valhalla and its performance on the Xbox Series X. Now, I kind of have a love-hate relationship with the Assassin's Creed games. If you've been following this channel for quite some time, you know way back in the day I spoke to a so-called developer that told me that the game would run at 60 frames per second. Now, of course, that didn't turn out to be the case, and ever since then we've been waiting for an Assassin's Creed game on the consoles to achieve 60 frames per second. Well, today I can confirm that the Xbox Series X will be running this game at 60 frames per second, as well at a native 4K resolution. Ubisoft gave us an update on the Xbox Series X and the performance of their game on that console. Now, they go on to say that the Xbox Series X will run in a 4K resolution at 60 frames per second on the Xbox Series X, thanks to the collaboration between the team and Microsoft to implement Xbox Velocity architecture and Direct Storage API on the Xbox Series X and S. You can take full advantage of the faster loading speeds for more playtime and a smoother, more powerful experience. With Smart Delivery, you can also purchase the game on the Xbox One X, and you'll receive a free upgrade at no extra cost once you get the Xbox Series X or S. Now, they go on to talk about the PlayStation 5 version, and this is where things get really interesting. Now, they say that the PlayStation 5 players can immerse themselves in a stunning open world power of the Tempest 3D audio engine to hear the environment around them, along with a detailed 4K at 60 frames per second visuals and faster loading speeds due to the additional power of the console's high-end speed SSD. If you purchase a PlayStation 4 copy of the game, you'll be able to upgrade at no additional cost on the PlayStation 5. Now, this is the part that kind of took me by surprise. They said detailed 4K at 60 frames per second, but on the Xbox Series X, they said 4K resolution at 60 frames per second. I found the PR language just to be really strange. There was definitely a difference in both versions of the game because they described them differently. Now, when they said 4K at 60 frames per second, were they talking an upscaled resolution to 4K, or were they talking native 4K or 60 frames per second? Now, DualShockers reached out to Ubisoft and they actually got a reply. Ubisoft told them that the game will be upscaled on the PlayStation 5, so it'll be an upscaled 4K running at 60 frames per second. Now, this is still a very good metrics. We're gonna get 60 frames per second, and we're gonna get some upscaling technology on the PlayStation 5 to achieve 4K. So when this article was made public, a lot of people were saying, no, this is not the case. There's no way that it's not a native 4K, 60 frames per second on the PlayStation 5. And DualShockers once again reached out to Ubisoft, who once again stated that the game will be an upscaled 4K resolution, 60 frames per second on the PlayStation 5. Now, a big argument that I've been hearing a lot lately is that the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X, that they're not that far in power difference and that the games are gonna look exactly the same. Yet we have our first example of a multi-plat game running a native 4K resolution with 60 frames per second on the Xbox Series X, whereas the PlayStation 5 cannot get it running at a native 4K resolution. They have to use upscaling technology to achieve 4K and 60 frames per second. So to those of you out there that don't believe that power makes a difference in these next generation consoles, they definitely do. The Xbox Series X has an advantage on the PlayStation 5. It has an advantage in a lot of features that I'm going to get into in another video. Today I just want to give you an example of a game running better on the Xbox Series X than it does on the PlayStation 5. Now, I do believe that this is a first of many games to come. Multi-plat games, I just believe they will run and look better on the Xbox Series X for the simple fact that the hardware is better, the features are better, it has better capabilities, it is a more powerful console. Anyways, let me know what you guys think about this. Personally, I'm really excited to see this game running on the Xbox Series X. A native 4K resolution with 60 frames per second has far exceeded my expectations on this game, and it's definitely now become a day one buy for me. Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, and like I usually say, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys on the next one.